Okay, so I just realized you guys have not been able to hear me. So we're 3 minutes in. We're getting started. But yeah, I had explained the format. Each player brought 3 deck lists. They got to play each one once in this round robin of 4 players, and then the top 2 go to a finals where we play it like trilogy, basically. Here's the bracket. It's actually in the round 3 today. Or actually, no, it's. But yeah, it's Weyoun versus UncleRico, Gerald versus Dex. So we're in round 3, not round 2, despite being ostensibly in round 2. This is Weyoun's Han list. This is Rico's Voss list. They're in the description on Substack if you want to take a look at them yourself and at all the other lists that these players submitted. So Weyoun's going to start us off with an Ogdo Bogdo. And Rico goes for the Pershing. Which feels a bit weird into Ogdo, but I mean, worst case, best case, he's actually getting to draw stuff. Worst case, he just heals 5 damage. And doing that also forces the Ogdo to heal itself, so it can't do much for the time being. There are ways to get damage on it again, but for now it's sort of blank. But I do think you probably have to eat it there as Weyoun, because letting blue-green villain decks get card draw with Pershing is not a recipe for success as Han. So Rico gonna ramp here with the Super Laser Tech, knocking the shield off of the Itinerant Warrior. And then Rico drops a Chariot. And Weyoun's gonna get his card draw with Gaddy Mundi. And Uwe also gets to drop out a one for free here. And both aggressive negotiations at hand for Weyoun. Thinking about resourcing one of them. I guess he's thinking, I'm only going to need this once. It's a nice way to punch through Chariot here if he feels like he needs to. That is honestly kind of wasting some damage. It'd be for +4 at the moment. So he's actually going to keep both copies of Aggressive Negotiations. And Rico is going to use his first Dryden ability. So he's going to discard Luke, which sets up for the Anakin, and ambush in the Secret of Sage. Remember, Dryden is 6 cost or lower, so he couldn't have ambushed the Anakin even if he wanted to. Which I definitely would have wanted to here. But still taking out the Itinerant there and regenerating the Force token. Pretty good use of resources. I think Weyoun is probably just going to be forced into using this Aggressive Negotiations here, which doesn't feel great. He wouldn't really have another play. But he's got to get through this Chariot somehow. Are you going to crash Owen, see what he can pick up? I do like that play, actually. There are potential draws here that would be pretty nice. I was mainly thinking of Mace here. But I mean, picking up a Luke is always good. UncleRico is holding this copy of Resupply here. It's a -1, but it does let him play the Dryden this turn. Or flip the Dryden this turn, which might be worth it. All right, he is going to go for it. So he resupplies up to 7. Only got 1 card left in hand. But he gets an extra thing onto the board this turn, which could be like exactly what he needs to swing this thing, start swinging this thing back. And in this deck, like, you really, I mean, despite being a blue villain deck, you don't necessarily need to resource beyond 7, or at least beyond 8, depending on what you draw. So he could easily keep both cards he draws next turn. Uh-oh. All right, there we go. New mod, so some of the stuff is still loading. Yeah, so Dryden flips here. Han flips here. I believe Dryden's a 5/7. 5/7, and is that overwhelmed? Yeah. So while Rico was doing that, Weyoun did decide to use the aggressive negotiations to clear the turret with the key ID. So key ID's the only thing that Dryden can run over here. You could technically kill Ogdo, but that doesn't do you much good. You could also put 5 into Han. And then, like, next turn, go drop an Anakin to kill both Han and Kiadi, and that way he takes 1 less damage onto the Dryden. But killing Kiadi does let you push some overwhelm damage, which could be important. He's also thinking about just claiming here and, like, going for, like, a potential ambush Anakin play. So Han's getting into base, and I think Rico did claim. Picks up a Yoda and Karis. Is going to resource the Karis here. And so yeah, it looks like he's going to go for the ambush Anakin play. All right, I think a bit of a misplay there by Rico. Ends up taking 4 damage on this Anakin. He could have split it where he goes -3 key ID, -3 Han, and then ambush the Han, so he takes no damage back. But he does get to clear both units right away, which is what he was going for. And you do have to get this Han, like, out of the way, because he knows about the Luke, and if he, you really don't want to face a Luke down this turn. But that misplay could actually really matter, because it means Weyoun could play a proactive Luke next turn and just kill the Anakin without even a unit dying. Rico's deciding to push damage here. So now their 2 players are equal in terms of resources. Super Laser and Power picked up for Rico. Both of those are not ideal pickups because this Ogdo Bogdo is just blocking the power of the dark side. And Weyoun's got now a stacked hand full of just about anything he could ever want. And I imagine we're just going to see the proactive Luke. Yeah. Always think about all the different lines, folks. That Anna could still be alive today. If I'm like Rico, I think is thinking about just firing off both these cards. Or okay, so he's gonna go 5 into Luke, which to me suggests that he might be thinking like discard the power to ambush the super laser to kill the Luke. Oh no, he's just gonna. Oh wait, no, yeah, he is gonna do that play. Okay, bit confused there. Yeah, okay, so yeah, he is going for the ambush, not the power. Get the Luke off the board. But now Rico's down to top decking. Oh, and that is a nice top deck. But is it gonna be good enough? Weyoun's got another proactive Luke. He's got 2 removal cards in hand. He's got Crate Dragons ready to start coming down whenever he feels like it. Yeah, it looks like Rico not going to resource here, so he's not going to play Devastator this round. I guess going for Super Laser Blast value. All right, yeah. And Luke comes in. So that is going to be some good blast value. And it sets up for, forcing a claim out of Weyoun into Devastator next turn. Weyoun's plays Crate Dragon, though. Devastator does technically get rid of that, but Rico's going to take 10 damage to the face. Should be at 17. Yep. And then Weyoun's got 2 powers and a foul in hand to remove it. Oh, Rico picking up Avenger and Maul. So Rico he's certainly not out of it. We're in the long haul for this one, it appears. Weyoun trying to figure out what the best way to remove this Devastator is. Really, just he wants to save the resource by going for the foul. But no, he's going to do the power, which also sets up his Anakin's. Or actually, does he even run Anakin's? I mean, he has to, right, if he's on power. So Rico picks up a Dagayan Master here, which we haven't seen all game yet. Let's see if I can pull this one up. It's a card out of Legends of Force. I never really got a chance in the limelight. But in this deck, makes a lot of sense. So now Rico's got to figure out how to deal with this board. He's got ways to do it. But Weyoun's now at 11 resources. See, I'm actually, how close is Weyoun? Is 8, 9, 10, 11 damage away. Aggressive Negotiations is going to be a +5 boost. So if, like, Weyoun is very close to just being able to cheese this one out with the Aggressive Negotiations. If he can get 1 unit to stick. Rico does manage to get an Avenger down here. So Weyoun's got a couple of lines here. He could go like Fell or Power plus Poe. He could go Poe plus Churret. Poe plus Churret feels like a pretty nice line to me, actually. He's one resource off of being able to play the Fell in addition to that. Oh, actually, I mean, Poe plus Churret. Churret is one off of being able to get lethal with aggressive negotiations next turn. So if there's an out for the Poe, like that line feels worse. All right, he is going to at least play the Churret, which to me implies he's probably going for... Oh, I guess he could go for Luke also in addition to, instead of Poe. But Luke without killing something feels a bit worse. Yeah, it is going to be Poe. And Nihilius picked up. So yeah, no out for the Poe. So I think that one's going to be it. I mean, obviously, UncleRico doesn't know about the aggressive negotiations. So he could, like, swing in with the Avenger, hope the Churret dies, and then kill the Poe with the Ball or the Power. So he's probably going to take that line. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then aggressive negotiations for lethal. Boom. So Weyoun taking the first one here. Let's take a look at these deck lists again. This is Rico's Dryden. He's got some more things in the board to help him with grinding. Like he's got these Vaders, which I mean Vader in this deck he's not even running Timely, so the only real point at which Vader would be good is like while the Dryden is flipped, but also I mean he is just another 6-cost card, so you can't always discard him if you need to. He's got Reinforcement Walkers, Snokes, the second Super Laser Blast. Those I could imagine coming in. And I could imagine the Vaders for sure coming in at this point. Because even though they're only good while the Dryden flips, like having a Vader into Han is super impactful if it goes off. Hyperspace Disaster and Confiscator there for Space Aggro. I don't think we'll see him. On Weyoun's side, he's got the Champs and Doulas, which are 100% coming in to deal with the ramp. The third Grey Dragon probably coming in there. Tranquility also I would imagine coming in, although maybe not. That's another thing that is there for grinding games. The Outer Rim Constable and Hyperspace Disaster are, I think, there for Space Aggro, so I doubt they'll come in. Maybe he wants Hyperspace Disaster as more outs for like capital ships, but I doubt it. Like he's already got 3 power, 3 fell. It's called Tranquility for those that don't know it. It's in a lot of Han sideboards, but not all of them. So you might not have seen it before. And it looks like we're getting started with game 2 here. Let's see, they're saying something to me in chat. Oh, just good luck. And Weyoun was saying that killing the Pershing on turn 2 probably won him the game. And I think you have to. Rico starting with initiative this time doesn't find the Pershing, which does hurt. He does have like Sage into resupply. And it looks like, we see those Chams come in out of the board for Weyoun. And he's going to keep double of them, it looks like. So Secretive Sage is the play here. And it's Ogdo from Weyoun. Ooh, Super Laser Tech picked up. That's the ramp card you want to see, like knowing about the Chams. Because getting chammed on turn 3 is much worse than getting chammed on turn 2. Or turn on turn 2. And also the Super Laser gives you enough firepower to actually kill this Ogdo. Ooh, Weyoun resources a Grogu here. So his turn 2 plays are not looking great if Rico goes for the Super Laser instead of the resupply here. So yeah, we do see the Super Laser. And I guess Weyoun can go... he can just play a Cham straight up, I suppose. And that's not bad, because he does have the second one for the ramp. I was going to say, you could also, like, go for the Ogdo to heal it. And it looks like, there we do. We see the Tranquility in the hand for Weyoun. It can loop itself, which is one of the reasons why it's really good in these grindy matchups. So Super Laser is going to kill the Ogdo here. Cham's going to get a base hit in before likely being eaten up by the Sage. Rio's thinking about it, though. He's got other ways of dealing with that Cham. He could do the Dagayan play of ambush it, and then because he already has the Force, he can resolve the ability twice. Because you can go when played, use the ability, ambush, then you get the Force back, and then it's defeated, so you get to use it again. He could go Barrage just to kill it. He could go ambush Rook into it. Alright, so he's going to go 2 to base here. And then, Weyoun's just going to go overwrite the Cham to ramp. Alright, so we are going to see a Dryden activation here. Has to discard the Anakin. Is it going to be Dagayan or is it going to be Rook? And it looks like it's going to be Rook. Let's pull up Rook. He hasn't been been in a lot of lists for quite a while. I think the last time I really remember seeing him was like set 2 when we were still playing like Kira ECL. But even then, he was kind of a spicy tech card and not in like all of the lists. But with Dryden being able to ambush him like ECL does, makes a lot more sense. Gonna put 3 into Anakin. It is non-leader units, so he doesn't get to kill the Anakin. But we are going to see a Dagian Master hit the board. I can pull that one back up. In case you don't know what it does. Ooh, and there's the Vader coming in and out of the sideboard. That one's going to be relevant next turn. Things are looking very different this time. Much more favorable for UncleRico. Although Poe is tough to deal with. Oh, actually, no, it's not, because you can... Or wait, does Rook have to survive to use his ability? Let's pull up Rook again, because if he doesn't... No, he doesn't, so he can just trade with Poe. Barrage also does kill him off the Dagian. But I would probably prefer in Rico's position to be able to set up the Vader this turn. Yeah, so he is going to trade the Rook into the Poe there. Anakin comes out to kill the Dagian, which is going to get its 1 defeated trigger. Ooh, Anakin, Luke, or Vader? Going to be Luke, actually. Just sort of makes sense. He's got the Pulse Return in hand, which means he could return the Luke next turn. Weyoun is saying another Rook would do the job. And it would, yeah. But if he hadn't attacked with the Rook, he would have like risked the Anakin killing the Rook. Rico's going to play the Dryden here. It's got a couple ways that he can deal with this Anakin. Like, he'd go barrage, or he could just ambush this Vader. It looks like he's going to ambush the Vader, which I like. You know, gets more things on the board, and it sets up the Palps return for the Luke next turn. Or actually, wait. It's because it's -8, so it's 9 normally. So it actually it would be online next turn because it would be paying 6 to discount a 9 cost by 8, so you'd be paying 7 overall. So yeah, it'd be online next turn, even if you didn't resource. Ooh, Yoda picked up. Yoda's actually really nice here. And if Rico decides he can like unilaterally discard this Yoda and then return it this turn. I think it was a pass from Weyoun. And then another pass. I'm just thinking about what it could be. Just gonna get in with the Dryden here. Then we see an Owen. Gets in for 5 with the Vader. And then I think it's just Tranquility here. Yeah. He gets to pick back up the Anakin, which is pretty solid. So yeah, he's gonna go Dryden unilateral, discard the Yoda. Doesn't have a unit to play, but he's just getting the Yoda in the discard. But then he can go Palps return, Yoda heal 5, and blow that piece of junk out of the sky. And so I think we're going to see a game 3 here. All right. Yep. So we're going to game 3. I just realized I didn't even mark the game 1 score on the overlay. There we go. Going to game 3. No intermittent sideboarding. Yeah, both these players could take mulligans here. And looks like Weyoun finds the Ogdo again. Oof. No 2 or 3 drop or 4 drop for UncleRico. This one could be pretty bad depending on how things go. Nope. Rico's complaining about his hand in the chat. So not only did he get nothing up through 4, he's going to resource his only 5 drop. Or actually, no, he's got Dagan. Dagan's a 5 drop. Never mind. He does have a 5-drop at least. Yep. All right. They're just commiserating about how bad Rico's hand is in chat. All right. And is he going to pick up something good off the top? There's so many things that do it. Super Laser is one of them. Super Laser is actually quite possibly the best thing that he could have drawn off the top. It's like Weyoun needs a sec to think about his resource here. Ooh, Weyoun just dropped a trademark Vika. Vika, are you watching? You've got a copycat. Well, actually, it's an like with an M. So it's not quite a trademark violation. So Ogdo's going to get in for 5, and then the Internet Warrior comes down. Cham picked up just in time for Weyoun. It looks like Weyoun keeping both copies of Power of the Dark Side here. That's interesting. Super Laser gonna knock off the shield of the Internet Warrior. Which sets up a nice kill from the Daggy Master here. Although also could go for the Ogdo. Yeah, no, he is actually just going to go for the Ogdo. So he's going to get one Daggy trigger here. Stop the most damage. Pick up an Anakin here. And notably, he did discard the Maul for Dryden, which means because he has those Palps returns, he can play the Maul out next turn, which is pretty solid. Cham gonna get a resource here for Weyoun, allowing him to flip the Han this turn. And they were saying in chat that Weyoun was able to mount a lot of pressure last game, but Rico was still able to win. I think one of the big reasons behind that was that he was able to go 2-for-1 with his 5-drop in the Rook. Or actually, I think 3-for-1, right? Or no, not quite 3-for-1. But he put 3 damage into the Han, killed something else, and then killed that Poe. Rico does find a Super Laser Blast, which was also pretty key. Or no, was that? No, he didn't even play Super Laser Blast last game. He played it in game 1, and it was sort of too little too late. All right, so he's going to return this maul here. And the target is actually the no. It's got to be the Cham, right? Yeah. So target's Cham. But now it's 7 damage plus 6 resources worth of stuff coming down for Weyoun. Could be quite dangerous. Now we'll see how Weyoun wants to do this. Gonna go for, it looks like Ogdo with the Han and then Cham. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. This is the Dryden flip turn, and the next turn is Super Laser Blast. It's actually not inconceivable that Rico gets to survive here. Because he can Dryden into this Vader. And he might not even need the Super Laser Blast next turn. Vader kills any 2 of these. Alright, looks like they're just going to slightly... Weyoun's thinking about, does he want to go with the Ogdo or with the Cham? I don't think it really matters that much. He does have the second Ogdo in hand, which I guess does matter for, like, slightly. But I think Weyoun's going to have to kill the Ogdo either way. What are they saying here? All right. So yep, Vader comes in, clears Cham plus the itinerant. Han's going to get in for 3. Maul's going to trade with the Han. And get 1 overwhelm in there. Power of the Dark Side. Dropped. That's going to kill the Vader. It's actually kind of sneaky here by Weyoun. Because it allows him to get the Sage down. Which there's only a few outs to in Rico's deck. He does have one of them in hand in this Tal's Assassin. But it's going to force another discard out of Rico to get there. I think he might have an Anakin in the discard, which if he does, he can Palps return it. Rico hanging in there, 27 with 1 health left. He's got to get some healing down before these crate dragons come knocking. And luckily, like, Weyoun hasn't found his Keides here, so crate dragons could be a ways away for all he knows. Is he thinking seriously about just super laser blasting here? He is, okay. Oh, no. He's discarding the Super Laser Blast to Talisman's Assassin. Which... Okay. Oh, no, I guess, yeah, because you have to do... It does have to take the damage here. Because you'd go ambush, and then get the force on the ambush, and then you'd have to finish resolving the ambush before you could resolve the on attack. Strident? Not once per turn. Yeah, it's not once per turn. So Rico is he threw away his hand here, but he is stabilizing. And I think we're headed for a top deck war. Rico probably forced to claim here or trade off this Dryden, and I don't think he's in the mood to trade off the Dryden. Ooh, Itinerant Warrior is a great pickup from Weyoun. So he's going to trade off one of the assassins. Rio's got to be careful how he plays this here. I mean, you want to kill the Marin right away, but you also want to ideally be getting in attacks with these units. And you also have to think about threats that might come face you. He's going to get in 5 with this Dryden on the base. And then plays the Itinerant. So Rico still does have time to barrage here and clear it. He's going to have to trade off this assassin, though. So, yep, trades off the assassin for the Itinerant. And then he is going to get to drop a Karis if he wants. Yep, so it drops Karis. Ooh, Weyoun finally finds it. And I think that is probably just going to do it. Because Rico can't play either of those cards. He can do... He'd only do 9 to this Great Dragon this turn with his units, even with the Karis -2. Is there any top deck he could get that gets him there? I don't think there is. UncleRico's thinking about it. I don't think there's anything in there. Riga says in chat, it's poetic that the reinforcement walker and the crate dragon were drawn at the same time. Which, yeah, it is. So, yeah, that's it. And Rico knows it. Just gonna play for fun here. Walker can heal him 6, then he goes to 21. But then he takes 8. Just shy. So, good games. Congrats to Weyoun for winning 1. Both these players now 1-1 in the tournament. So still alive for finals. And that's it for today. Remember to always take the initiative, and we'll next match is going to be on Sunday, I think, Carol versus Ducks. I need to figure out exactly what time it is in Pacific, because we scheduled it in European time.